Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on the channel. We're back again with the tips this week. As always, we're going to go through my last round tips. It was not a good round at all. 4 out of 9. It was looking pretty bleak at one stage. There was quite a few upsets in the round. Brisbane, they looked good early. We're up by like 30 points at quarter time. Kicked something like 16 or 18 behinds for the match. That's really what cost them in the end. North Melbourne, I was pretty confident in them getting the win. They were leading by 35 points at one stage. The Eagles came from the clouds, and it was really quite a shocking result in the end. I don't think even Eagles fans were really expecting that comeback. Fremantle, I thought they'd get the job done against Geelong, but wasn't the case. Geelong looked the better team for most of that match. The Suns finally got an away win. Of course it was against Est. I should have seen that coming. Port Adelaide only just got the job done in a terrible game against Melbourne. Hawthorn absolutely demolished Carlton. I didn't see that one coming. Well, I did tip Hawthorn, but I was not expecting Carlton to lose like 4 or 5 players through injury in that one game. I reckon if they hadn't have lost those players to injury, they probably would have been at least competitive, and they still would be in the top 8 on percentage. St Kilda pretty easy to tip. I had a funny feeling that this would be the game that the Bulldogs would inexplicably just not show up, and I should have gone with my gut feeling. They're impossible to tip, the Dogs. Just when you thought you could trust them, they pull out that. Anyway, let's move on to round 23, the final 2 rounds of the season we're in now. Essendon taking on Sydney. Both teams aren't in really that great a form. The Bombers, they won one of their last 5. Same with the Swans. I think I've got to tip the Swans in this one, even though we were not at all convincing against Collingwood. They gave up a big lead in the last quarter. Probably lucky not to have that 50-metre penalty go against us, and then Mason Cox does Mason Cox things in the final minute of the game. Could have easily just grabbed the ball out of that ruck contest. He had no opposition ruck, and instead he just tapped it straight to one of our players. Don't know what he was thinking there. We were lucky to get away with that one. And the Bombers, well, they should have won. Kicked 1 goal 9 in the last quarter. It's really been quite a shocking downfall for the Dons this year. At one stage, they looked like they were ready to make the top 4. They were second on the ladder in round 14, I believe it was. How far they've fallen. I think that it should be an interesting match. Essendon and Sydney games always are. I'll tip us by 10 points. I'm not confident in a win here, but I think we should beat the Bombers. Gold Coast versus Melbourne. The Suns, they're not going to make finals, but they finally got an away win. That's a bit of a monkey off the back for them. The D's, Clayton Oliver's out for this game. He's been confirmed out for the season. Although, to be honest, that probably makes them a better team because he's been shocking this year. Never should have played. He should have been made to work harder to get a game, because clearly he was not fit to play from not really doing any preseason. I think I'll tip the Suns at home. The D's, they're just not going very well at all right now. I think that the Suns should get the job done here. Both of these teams really don't have a whole lot to play for, so I think the better team probably wins, and the Suns at home, I reckon, are better than the D's away. GWS versus Fremantle. The Giants probably they definitely are the form team in the competition now. Only team to have won their last 5 games. I don't know what their streak is in total, but they just knocked off Brisbane, who were previously the form team. Now that mantle's been shifted over to the Giants. The Dockers, they're going to be without Tracy again, I believe, and also potentially Sean Darcy. I can't see them winning this one. I think that the Giants should get the job done here. I'll go by 5 goals. At home, I think they should take care of the Dockers comfortably, who are still slightly at risk of missing the top 8. I think they still make it from here, but it's touch and go at this stage. Collingwood versus Brisbane grand final rematch at the MCG. I can't honestly remember the last time these two teams played at the MCG. Whenever it's a Collingwood home game against Brisbane, they always seem to play at Marvel Stadium. I really can't... Well, I just realised how dumb that comment sounds considering they played at the MCG in the grand final last year. But in a non-grand final game is what I meant. There's no way Collingwood would win this one. I think, they weren't great against the Swans. I don't think the Swans are great, and the fact that the Pies coughed up that lead, not ideal. Brisbane should bounce back. I think they win this one comfortably. They should smash the Pies in this game. In fact, 51 points, I'll tip the margin to be. I think, they should have Collingwood's number easily. St Kilda versus Geelong. The Saints, they're going all right at the moment, having a bit of a late season form boost. That doesn't even make sense. Oh well. I don't think they'll beat Geelong though, because even though the Cats haven't really been all too convincing, they've been winning, and that's all that really matters. Beat Fremantle in Perth, so they should beat St Kilda. Geelong by 20. Showdown time. Adelaide have won the last 3 showdowns. They're clearly not the better team in this one. Port Adelaide are up into second position. Actually, no, they were second position on the ladder coming into this round. You'd think they beat this one. They looked not the greatest against Melbourne. And, the Crows going okay at the moment. There's a chance that they could cause an upset here, the Crows. I think I'm going to play it safe with Port Adelaide though. And I think it should be a really good match though. I reckon it'll go down to the wire. Be another thrilling showdown match for the rivalry. But I'm tipping Port I think the Crows definitely could cause a boil over here though. They're going to be without Tex. Although Phil Thorpe's really holding his own at the moment, and Darcy Fogarty has been playing great lately. Kicked 4 goals on the weekend. No, he kicked 5 goals on the weekend, and he kicked 4 goals a few weeks back against Essendon. He's finally starting to show that he potentially could be that number 1 forward post-Tex, along with Phil Thorpe. Ever since Phil Thorpe has come back in the team, he's looked much better for Fogarty. So, the Crows' forward line's looking good going into the future. But now that side ramble's over, I think that Port Adelaide probably win this game, but it'll be a tight one. Bulldogs versus North. North Melbourne, the Bulldogs just have to respond after that loss, don't they? You'd think. I'll tip the Dogs in this one. Should be a reasonably competitive game though. The Roos have been going alright. Really should have won last week, but unlucky in the end. You'd hope that they learn from those sorts of losses, although they did lose like that against Collingwood earlier in the year. But I reckon the Dogs, they won't smash them, but they should get the job done comfortably. 28 points. Hawthorn versus Richmond, probably the easiest tip of the round. Can't go past Hawthorn. They are going fantastically, while Richmond are still being Richmond at the bottom of the ladder. So, I think that Hawks win this one comfortably. If they can smash Carlton, they should be able to smash Richmond. Final game of the round, I believe, quite shocking this is, but I believe that West Coast are favourites going into this game. And I can see why. Carlton not going great at all at the moment, and they have an absolutely shocking injury list. No Curnow, no Mackay. They lost Jordan Boyd over the weekend. Jack Martin's out again. Still no Tom de Koning. They're in a spot of bother right now, Carlton. And at home, I think the Eagles can get it done. I'm going to tip the Eagles in a boil-over, which probably will end Carlton's finals hopes for this year. And I'm going to tip the Eagles by 16 points. That brings us to the end of the round. So we've got all New South Wales top 2, Sydney in first, GWS in second, Port Adelaide third, and Geelong round out the top 4. I believe that's more or less the same top 4 as what was last round. Brisbane just outside in 5th, the Bulldogs 6th. Hawthorn move up to 7th, Fremantle down to 8th, and they are in 8th position by just half a game and a bit of percentage. Carlton and Collingwood in 9th and 10th position, Essendon 11th, Gold Coast 12th. Melbourne down in 13th, St Kilda 14th, and then the bottom 4. I say this every week, but it's pretty much the same as it always is. Adelaide, West Coast, North Melbourne, and then Richmond in last position. So that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you all did enjoy. Comment down your predictions in the comment section below. Leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.